Welcome back to Live Happily Ever Now. I am your host, Carrie Briggs. Welcome to another week of this beautiful podcast. And I have had so many things happen since the last time I recorded a podcast. The last couple episodes were recorded quite a few weeks ago. And then the universe is like, oh, just kidding. You're actually going to die of the plague. And your entire life is just going to completely, not only collapse around you. And it's going to be so much fun. So that was my past couple of weeks. And through that, I've learned so many lessons about release, surrender, trust, and really pure alignment and stepping into my highest self. So, again, I was really sick and I came back this week after being deathly. It wasn't really that bad, but it was sick to the point where I could not do anything for an entire week. I couldn't work out, which anybody knows me actually physically kills me. I couldn't think straight. I couldn't process. I couldn't whatever. And me and my kids were all sick for an entire week. It was like 10 days. And it reached that point, like when you're so sick, you're like, this is how I'm going to be forever. I'm never going to get better. Anyway, finally over that. But coming out of that this week, I've had so many people message me and comment to me. They're like, what, your energy shifted massively. Like, even you, how you physically look shifted massively this past week. And while I was dying in the depths of death, of sickness, I kept on hearing that this was the rest. This is the pause. This is what has to happen to step into that next level. And I want to talk about a couple things during this episode. One of them being quantum shifts, quantum leaping, and how painful they are. I also want to talk about the reality of the fear of the things that we're feeling. So we're going to see how far I get into each of these. I've been channeling all week long. I taught my Safe to Receive workshop this week, vision board workshop. If you have not signed up and have not joined that, I highly encourage you go and take the class. I channeled so much potent fire in those 3 days that I've ever channeled in any program I've ever done before. The first day was an activation. The second day talked and went in depth about my process and my method, radical. And then the third day was also another powerful activation of visualization, while we're also creating these beautiful vision boards within our life. So what I really wanted to talk about is this understanding of collapse. So we call in our highest timeline, okay? We're calling in the things that we want, we're calling in our desires, we're calling in the new life, the new love, the new money, the new clients, the whatever it is, the new. We're calling in these things. We've done the work, we understand this, and we're like, I'm ready to quantum shift. Every single time I say that, I have to hold on to my britches. And I've learned this. I was actually talking about this earlier today. It's like when I know that I'm calling in higher places, I almost brace myself. I'm like, oh shit's gonna get really real, real fast when I make that declaration that I am no longer living the way I'm living anymore. I'm done playing small. I'm done lowering my standards. I'm done waiting. I'm done frustrated. I'm done with this unknowingness, this overwhelm. Like I'm done with all this. So every single time I reach that I'm done point, I've I start quantum shifting and quantum leaping, and we do this. We reach that point of like, I'm no longer available for this. I am no longer available for the timeline in which it does not happen. Like that is something I've quoted over and over again, and every single time we really step into that, like step into this is my truth, this is what I'm calling in, this is what I'm worthy of, this is I'm calling in my made for more timeline. This is I know I'm worthy of love, happiness, joy, money, abundance, fame, success, like whatever it is that you're calling in. Whenever we step into that and really own that and accept that, shit gets real, real fast. And this is where a lot of people stop and a lot of people quit what they're doing. This is also why I created Radical, because we start calling in these things and things start falling away. You arguments with your partner, maybe there's a separation, like a breakup, bills come in, car problems, things like miscommunication, people getting sick, like all of these things start kind of like collapsing in with it on top of itself. It's because there's multiple things happening. The things that you are calling in, the place that you're trying to go, a lot of the time the people and the things in your life can't go with you to that next level. And that doesn't mean they're bad, doesn't mean they're shameful, it doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you that you chose them. They served their purpose to get you to where you are, but now it's time to level up. Now it's time to surround yourself with people who can deeply support and hold you in a way that have never supported and loved you before. So that's the first piece. So people and things start to move and shift away. bills, unexpected bills, financial struggles coming up. Because the version of you that is calling in more money, more abundance, more love, more like prosperity, you gotta tend to the financial issues you have now. If you keep on doing the same thing and making the same mistake and being irresponsible with money or not paying attention to the things that have to be paid, guess what, honey? Those problems are still going to exist and you won't be able to call in and hold the money that you are trying to call in at your next level. These are all things that have to be tended to. So, and every time people are like, I'm quantum shifting, I'm quantum leaping, oh my God, my life is falling apart. Good, baby. Good. That means things are going to happen. Every single time things start falling apart at a rapid rate, and it's not just one thing, not just two things, not just three things. I'm talking about like everywhere you turn, somewhere in your life is collapsing. That means you are in a quantum shift. You are in up leveling to your next level. And this is because you declared, you made a statement, I am no longer available for the timeline in which it does not happen. In order to get to that timeline, that highest timeline where you have everything you've desired, you have to shift. Things have to leave. Things have to change because the reality is, the way you're doing things now, you would have the things that you wanted if they were the right things. Does that make sense? So the reason you like you're like, oh, well, I've done the work, I've done the work, I've done the work. But yeah, you've done the work, quote unquote, and you have done the work. I'm not saying you haven't done the work, but the things in your life that are keeping you stuck, keeping you grounded, not even grounded, keeping you toxic, keeping you stuck in your victimhood, they have to go. They have to go. Sometimes that means people. Sometimes that means yourself. I had a huge ego death. And this is something that the more you heal, the more you step into yourself, the more you have to take accountability for your own actions and your truth. I had to come to terms very deeply, and I've hit this mark so many times. I'm like, there's another level. Why is there another level of this? Of like deep self awareness. And where I was still stuck in the victim, and where I was still allowing the excuses, or I would get drawn into drama because that's all I connected to with people. There are so many people in my life that I can only talk about drama with because they haven't reached that level of self awareness and empowerment that I'm at. So I would be up in my happy bubble, up in my empowerment, doing incredible things with my business, manifesting things, talking to clients, healing them, doing like having huge, cracked wide open moments within myself, within my clients, within my business, all these things. And then I get brought down into these drama circles with my partner, with my parents, with my friends, with all of these things. And I'm like, what is happening? I know, like when I'm with my people, when I'm with my community who is uplifting and supportive and understands where I am and my spirituality and like all these things. And when I talk to those people who are understanding of that, I live in this space of a higher level. And then I get brought back into, well, that's not realistic. All I can think of is Queen Herbie has a new song. That's not realistic. Well, not maybe for you, you unwhimsical bitch. So that just like lives rent free in my head right now. So I'd be brought back into these situations with people who loved me dearly and love me dearly. Of, well, that's not realistic. You need to go get an actual job. That's not realistic. People don't make money like that. You charge how much for your services? And these are people, I love them. I am very grateful for them on my path, but they just didn't understand where I was coming from and what I do. And that's really hard in the world that we live in, is because we start shifting and we shift really fast, especially if you're a healer, a spiritual, if you're doing healing work, you work on the etheric realm, you work with gods or goddesses or dragons or Reiki or any of these things, we shift really fucking fast. So we kind of look like aliens to the people that we've known forever. And they're like, what? You were this way this day. And then you're like, you're a completely different person this day. Yeah, baby, that's what we do when we shift. I've completely embodied the whole new version of myself, so many more codes, so much more knowledge within me because of these shifts. I am not the same person I was a couple years ago. Hell no. Look at 2 weeks ago, and I'm not this. Like, I'm even looking at photos of me 2 weeks ago because somebody's like, you look different. And I look different than I did 2 weeks ago. Nothing has changed other than the fact that I've really deeply integrated and embodied my standards, my truth, my boundaries, who I am, why I'm here, what I'm doing, what I'm available for, what I'm not available for. These are quantum shifts. These are mindsets. These are ways of being that are so powerful, and when you truly believe them with every ounce of your being, you will shift. And the other piece too is that, again, we start in this shift and things start shifting, things start falling away, things start changing, then we freak the fuck out. Our humans like, the fuck just happened? What just happened? And it's scary because our human self is like, these people are leaving. I'm going to be alone forever. I'm never going to have somebody to love me. I'm never going to have friends. I'm too much. I'm not worthy. I'm not good enough. I'm not blah, 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 whatever story, we story. There's something wrong with me. There's something, I'm broken. I'm blah, blah. Why is this happening to me? Why is this constantly happening to me? I'm stressed. When we're like, our human freaks the fuck out. And this is why I created Radical. And if you really want to go in depth with Radical, I highly suggest you sign up for a Safe to Receive Vision Board workshop. You can grab the instant access replay because I go really in depth on the day 2 of Radical, what it is and how I use it to manifest and move through these very intense quantum shifts. Or even better, come work one-on-one with me. Come work in a one-on-one space with me. I'm opening up a couple. I have one space for a 6-month container with Kali Ma, the Dark Goddess's very beautiful codes, like everything, because I am Kali, I am a dragon, like fucking look at me, I'm a dark goddess in walking form. These are the codes that I carry, and I help you instill those codes within you. Deep embodiment, deep feminine embodiment. And then the radical piece is very powerful when I use that with my clients. Anyway, so I using radical to hold my human while making these massive transformational shifts. So radical is the bridge between your human and your spirit, like your body and your spirit, and harnessing and figuring out how to channel all of these things. This I like the spark. I'm just not even sparkly. Like we live in. I keep on looking at myself. I'm like, damn, Carrie, you really look like a witch today. But I am a witch because I record this on video. So we bring in these energies of truth, of dark feminine, of goddesses, of dragons and Reiki and manifestation and connection to source and connection to Gaia and connection to ancestors and like all of these really fucking powerful, juicy, delicious, magical things that are life changing. And then we have a human body. And this human body's like, the fuck just happened? We don't know how to contain all of that knowledge within our body. Actually, a bear is trying to kill us. Actually, we're dying. Oh, the water is dripping. I'm freaking the fuck out. I'm gonna drown. But that's what happens when you don't know how to regulate your nervous system and hold your human during these massive transformational shifts. We freak out, we pause, and then we self sabotage because we have a fear of success. We have a fear of growth. We have a fear of doing the things that we want. We have a fear of that quantum shift because we have never been there before, so we're scared shitless of it. We would rather stay in the pain that we know than change and do something in the pain of the unknown. Because it might not actually be painful, but we'd rather be in the comfort of the pain that we know now. So until you have those tools to really harness and hold and transform every ounce of your being and hold this magical universal life source and magic, literal fucking magic. It is delusional, defies logic magic. And hold that in your human body. You're going to constantly be spinning your wheels. You're going to constantly be doing the same thing. Manifesting, losing it. Manifesting, losing it. Manifesting, losing it. Calling it in, losing it. Calling in love, losing it. Calling in the clients, losing it. Up, down, up, down. And there's never going to be any steady. Because until your nervous system feels safe enough to hold it, until your body feels safe enough to hold the things that you are channeling, calling in, moving, and doing, it is never going to get any better, baby. And I'm not saying that from a place of it's never going to get better, because it will get better. What I'm saying is you can do it slow and steady, which is amazing and beautiful if that's what your powerful path magic is. I'm not a slow and steady bitch. I'm a rip the band-aid type tough. I work with fucking Kali Ma, y'all. I work with one of the most powerful dark goddesses there is, who is the goddess who destroys curses, breaks karmic patterns, has divine justice for those. She is the don't fuck with me energy. Like I look at Kali like a mama bear, like a mama. Like I'm a mom. Like I found out that the teachers at school are somewhat scared to call me because of how protective I am over my children. Like that level. That is what Kali is. Kali's like, you gonna fucking try and play with her? Bitch, watch me. I also, something's shaking in my office. I'm like, what is that? I also work with Medusa. She's a mirror to truth and identity and power. So again, I work with these very powerful dark things. I am a rip the band-aid off type of girl. I don't have time to wait around and find out. I'm not doing fuck around and find out. I'm doing okay. We're signing this contract. Shit's going to get real fast. And I have to be able to hold myself while it's getting real. Do I fuck up? Do I mess up? Do I forget my tools? Yeah, all the fucking time. To where I have to have friends being like, "Carrie, go move the energy. Carrie, just cry. Carrie, rage. Do all these things that you know how to do. Let yourself be pissed. Let yourself do that. Hold yourself. Move the energy. Recognize where you are. Accept where you're at. Decide what you're going to do about it. And then fucking do something." And you know what happens? It's a gut check every single time. It's a gut check. And then I'm constantly reminded of who the fuck I am. I am Kalima. I am a dragon. I am a witch. I am fire. And I am here to help you change your life in the most powerful way. But I'm not for everybody. But the ones who are ready to actually make moves in their life, the ones who are ready to actually change what is happening and willing to come face to face with the truth so that you can call in your highest timeline, I am here for you. And I will be here for you because these quantum shifts are messy. But you're not broken. You're not doing anything wrong. You just have to learn how to hold yourself through them. And that is through safety. Safety, capacity, power. You have to feel safe in your body to expand your capacity and hold your power. That is the basis of the work I do. That is how I call in the things that I call in. That is how I can live in a very delusional, defies logic state of being. Because A, everything always works out for me. I am always taken care of, divinely guided. I have fucking dragons and Kali Ma behind me. Don't fuck with me. And I take deep ownership for my truth and where I am and who I am. So if you want that kind of energy in your life, please reach out. I have a client, and the other day we were talking and working, she's like, I just don't know. I'm like, do you want fire? Because I will be fire. I'm not a hand-holding coach. I'm not going to want to be like, it's okay, honey. You have every right to feel like a victim right now. I'm going to be like, I love you dearly, but you're the one that's creating this. And how willing are you ready? And how are you ready to do the work to change to be where you want to be? And I will tell you exactly who it is or exactly how it is. I also opened up some couple mirror sessions. Mirror sessions are sacred mirror sessions are where I will give you fire, straight fire for an hour long. I'll be like, you want to know what needs to change? I'm going to tell you what needs to change. You're not going to like it. I do it from a safe place of nervous system safety and regulation because I am trauma informed. I understand that, but I'm also not going to let you self-sabotage. I'm not going to be the therapist to be like, sacred rage isn't a good idea. I'm going to be like, bitch, go out there and throw a stick on the ground. Move that fucking rage. You need to move the rage. I'm not the one that's going to be like, it's okay, just meditate. Yeah, I will say meditate, but I'm also going to say, did you fucking process your emotions first? Did you cry? Did you rage? Did you journal? Did you scream? Did you dance? Did you channel light language? What did you do to move the energy before you try and force yourself into meditation? That's not how we do, boo. Okay, so many different topics, so many different things came through during this. I love you very much. I hope you got something out of this. I would love for you to drop some topics in the comments below of things you would like me to talk about in the future. I'm really loving trying to reach out to community and figure out what you guys want to hear about because I can take a topic and I can roll with it for a very long time. So I love you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for honoring me. Thank you so much for honoring yourself. You're incredible. I love you. I will see you next week. Bye.